Hi there guys, welcome back to my channel Anita Crochets. My name is Anita, and this is the second part of the tutorial that I'm working on for a jumpsuit. The first tutorial was for this top, okay, which is going to be the upper bit of the jumpsuit, and this part is going to be the second part for the jumpsuit, which is the trousers, okay. So as you can see, my top is complete. I told you I am working for a size large, and this is how it looks like, okay. If you haven't watched my very first tutorial, please kindly scroll just the video below. The next video below after this one, you will find the first part, which is the top, okay. So after you have watched that, then you can come and watch this, because this is a continuation of what I had in that video. First of all, I have a Facebook group, which is called Nita Crochets Community. It is literally just a group for us to share recreations you have made, anything you have made inspired by either my design or my patterns or my tutorials. So basically that's the group I would love all of us to join, and kindly also follow me or follow my page as well. It's Nita Crochets on Facebook, and my Instagram is Nita Crochets as well. So kindly join the group and also follow my page. It will be super helpful. I am finding that my group is growing faster than my page is. Please make it a point to join the group and follow my page as well, Nita Crochets on Facebook. That will be super great, okay. Thank you so much. I have a TikTok account which I am going to get to seriously engage into. I am hoping either March or April, I am going to be engaging on TikTok much more than I have been engaging on TikTok before. So please make it a point to look me up on TikTok and follow me. I am Nita Crochets on TikTok, all right. Get my patterns on Etsy at Nita Crochets UG, and on Ravelry same handle. So guys, let's just now get into working the bottom of this, okay. So yes, I'm still working with my 6mm hook, and I'm still using Robin Chunky. No, actually I'm using Seal. It's a little thinner than Robin, okay, but Robin is also a very good brand to use for this project. You can use any other yarn, for as long as it is size 4 yarn. That will be super great. Now to start working on my bottom, I'm going to turn my work upside down. Okay, I have a little cough and a little flu, but we shall get through that. So here I'm going to set my hook into the very last stitch, okay. Now if you see clearly, we are having rows of single crochet, and for every single crochet post we have to work one single crochet. But because I know that my top has to stretch, so for some single crochet posts I'm going to be working more single crochets than I have to work, okay, because I know my work has to stretch, and also I have to make sure I have stitches that are enough for a pant, so when you zip it up it perfectly fits. You guys are not going to get what I'm talking about, but then let me just drive you into it so you can clearly get what I'm saying. So I'm going to attach my yarn and chain one. I will work a single crochet into the very first single crochet post, and into the next single crochet post I'll work a single crochet. Now into the third single crochet post I'm going to work 2 single crochets in the very same post, okay. Into the next single crochet post I'll work 1 single crochet, and in the next I'll work 1 single crochet. Into the third I will work 2 single crochet posts, 2 single crochet stitches into the very same post. See that? Okay, let's go again. 1, 2. In the third we work 2 of them. You see how my work is? Because clearly I made my top to like fit the upper bit of us, okay? I want it to fit super well, like perfectly fit. So to perfectly fit, it will have to stretch out. Now why I'm doing this is so that when it stretches out, the stitches we have for the bottom of the jumpsuit are enough to make sure they fit us. For me who is working, because if you work one single crochet into every single crochet post, you're going to find that if you have 40 rows, okay, 40 rows all the way around, you're going to have 40 stitches. 40 stitches can't be enough for the bottom part, okay? That's why I'm trying to squeeze in a few stitches in there so that we have a little more stitches. Now for me I have like 60 rows, so 60 stitches can't fit a size large. But when we squeeze a few stitches in here, you'll find the stitches we have for our waistline are going to be just enough to work the bottom of the pant. I hope now I'm clear. So I'm going to go around just doing this. Okay, I'm just going to go around doing this. Don't mind about how it's going to look, how it looks, or you see, because when you look at it here, you feel like, oh my god, maybe there are so many stitches. No. The top is going to stretch and it will flatten, okay? So I'm going to let you guys just go around this whole thing, doing this, working 2 single crochets into the next 2 single crochet posts, and then working 2 single crochets into the 3rd single crochet post, okay? Now I'm going to let you guys do this until you get to the end of your row, and I'll get back and then show you what to do next. So I've come to the end of my row and I have about 106 stitches because I added 2 rows here and 2 rows here. That's for my size large. I just did that, but just know the measurements I gave you initially fit perfectly. But if you're having a problem with or you feel like it may not fit a size large, please make use of your tape measure. Make sure that when you stretch it out like this, it meets the size of the bust or the waist that you're making this for. So we are going to chain 2, and I'm going to work 1 double crochet into the very first stitch, and I'll continue working 1 double crochet into every stitch until I come to the end of the row. So this is now me trying to work a waistline. Like I have that small line that I want for my waist, because I'm going to, as much as I'm going to have a zipper, I feel like I really want to have a drawstring as well, because it really does add a lot to this. So I'm going to work this. I'm just trying to work that small line where I'm going to like have my, what's it called? Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'm going to have my drawstring pass through this row. Okay, so guys, just work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of your row. That's where I'm going to meet you and then show you what to do next. As you can see, I have my row complete. Okay, now please make sure that you are, for the next row, it should be worked on the top. Like if you're working on the inside, okay, if your row ended on the inside, no, yeah, on the inside, that means you are not going to be working a back post. Instead, you're going to be working a front post. Okay, that means now here we are going to work chain to turn your work 1 single crochet one double crochet, chain to turn your work, work 1 double crochet into the very first stitch. In the next stitch, for those who are working on the outside, like on top, if your row is on top, not on the inside, you will work a back post double crochet. If your row is on the outside, please make sure you are working a front post. Okay, then into the next stitch you work a double crochet. In the next stitch you're going to work a back post double crochet. Literally my intention is to have the ribbing on the inside, not the outside. Please don't confuse me. I know what I'm doing and you should follow what I'm doing. So I want this ribbing to be on the inside because it's going to make us have some, you know, some unique kind of thing on this side of our work that is actually going to look much more unique than having the ribbing on the outside, because this is common. So I want the ribbing on the inside and this kind of thing on the outside. Okay, that's why I emphasize, if you're working on the outside, make sure you're working a back post. If you're working your row on the inside, make sure you're working a front post. I hope I'm clear now. Now into the next stitch I am going to work 1 double crochet, and in the next I'll work a back post double crochet, work 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then a back post double crochet in the next stitch. So you are going to do this all the way around until you come to the end of your row. And once there, I'm going to get back and show you how we can now start working on the body of our trouser, or the body of the lower bit of the jumpsuit. So guys, this is how my work looks like. Yes, so this is it. Okay, so now for the next row, I'm now going to start working the body of my trousers. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch all the way around. Okay, and I'm going to do this for the next 6-7 rows. No, I'm going to do this for 8 rows. Okay, so just do this for 8 rows, and then I'm going to get back and show you what to do next. Now first of all, I'm not going to be working an increase for the hips. Why? Because I'm working with a 1/2 double crochet and it gives me an enormous stretch, and I'm also working with a 6mm hook that is also going to give me that stretch that will have me have the perfect stitches and body hug for my hips. Okay, if you feel you're not confident with the stitches that you have or the stitches you're working with, kindly use your tape measure and try to see that when you stretch your work out, it meets the hip size that you are working this for, because I don't want us to work an increase around the hips and then find that it's going to turn out baggy, because at the end of the day, crochet is going to stretch, and once it stretches, we want to make sure that even with the stretch, it's still body hugging. All right, so that's why I'm not going to work an increase around the hips. Okay, now and also the fact that we have an opening at the back that we just zip up, okay, does not get me to that thing of oh my god, my work may not pass through my hips. Of course it will, of course it will. So just work your 1/2 double crochets for the next 8 rows, just 1/2 double crochets, okay, until you have 8 rows. That's when I'm going to get back and then show you guys what to do next. So as you can see, I have my 8 rows complete. So once you have your 8 rows complete, you are going to work a slip stitch into the chain two that started the row. Okay, this is to close up because I am sure that your zipper, because I'm going to use a long zipper, not the short one. The short one I showed in the part 1 was for those making a top only. So for those making a jumpsuit, you are going to have a long zipper, and I believe this is enough distance for us to have that zipper fit. Okay, so once you have worked your slip stitch, you are going to chain 2 and turn your work. Into the very first stitch, you're going to work a half double crochet and continue with 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way around, okay, until you come to the end of your row, and then work a slip stitch here. So that means all the other rows are going to be closed up, like they're not going to be open like the previous rows. I'm just going to take you through this real quick so I show you what I do once I come to the end of my row before I start the next row. Okay, so once I come to the end of my row, I will work a slip stitch just like I had told you guys, okay, to close up, and I'll chain 2 and just go through the same entire process just like I have been doing. So do this until you have another 8 rows from the time you made a closure. Okay, so that means we have 1, this is the second row for the closure, so make 6 more rows, okay, before we can start on working our crotch area. Okay, so for sizes small, just do the very same thing. For sizes medium, do the very same thing, the very same number of rows, because I know we already have a difference with the width of our jumpsuit, okay, the width of the waist, so we can still have the same number of rows. But if you're working for extra large, you can work until you have like 20 rows in total from the first half double crochet row from the waist right here, because we made 8, and then if we make 8 more, that makes it a total of 16. So if you're working for extra large, or you feel like this number of rows are not just enough for the distance or the length you have from your waist to your crotch, you can just work 20, a total number of 20 rows from the waist, then we can work the crotch. Okay, so let me meet you guys there after you have your total of 18 rows from the waist. Then I can no, 16 actually, they have to be 16, yes. Once you have your 16 rows complete, then I'm going to get back and show you how to work your crotch. As you can see, guys, I have my 8 rows from here up to here. Okay, so in total I have 16 rows from the waist right here up to down here. Now I'm going to start working my crotch area. First of all, you need to know the number of stitches you have all the way around. I have 104. So what I am going to do is I am going to divide 104 by 2 so that I get the stitch in which I have to work my increase. Remember, for my crotch, I'm going to work an increase right here. That's at the center of the back and at the center of the front. Okay, so to get the center of the front from the back, you need to divide your total number of stitches by 2. When I divide 104 by 2, I get 52. So I'm going to count 52 stitches and mark the 52nd stitch. Okay, so I'll get my acting stitch marker and mark the 52nd stitch. I don't need to mark this because I already know this is my starting point, so I'll just mark the center of the front and we can go ahead from here. Okay, now I am going to chain 2 and turn my work. I'll work 1 half double crochet into the very first stitch. Just need to make my way in there. Okay, and I am going to once I have my first stitch in there, I am going to work another stitch into the very same gap. Okay, and then work another stitch. This makes them a total of 3 stitches. All right, so into the next stitch I'll work 1/2 double crochet and do the same for the next 51 stitches. So literally in the very first stitch we worked 3 half double crochets. Now I'm going to continue with 1/2 double crochet until I get to the marked stitch on the other side. Then I can show you what to do next. Okay, now that I have come to the marked stitch, I'll take out my acting stitch marker just like that, and then I am going to work 3 half double crochets into the very same stitch. Now here I'm going to continue with 1/2 double crochet into every stitch all the way around until I come to the end of the row. So once at the end of the row, you will work a slip stitch into the chain 2 that started the row, and here you will chain 2, turn your work. You can see that this is where we have to work an increase once again, but then it's now behind us. So what we do is we just now work or resume with 1/2 double crochet into every stitch until we get to the increase, which is on this other side right here. That's where I'm going to show you, because the second row of increase for the crotch is a little different. So I will need you guys to meet me there so I can show you the difference about it. Then we can continue from there. So let me get you guys there and then show you what to do. So here we are. These are the 3 half double crochets we worked. So into the first one we shall work 1/2 double crochet. Into the second one, which is the middle one, we shall work 4 half double crochets in the very same stitch, and then into the next we shall work 1/2 double crochet. So from here we are going to continue with 1/2 double crochet into every stitch until we get to the 3 half double crochets on the other side that are close to ending the row. Now for this you will do exactly the same thing. I've worked 1/2 double crochet in the first stitch, and now into the second I will work 4 half double crochets into the very same stitch, and then 1/2 double crochet into the next stitch, and here I'll work a slip stitch. Okay, you chain 2, turn your work, work 1/2 double crochet into the very first stitch and 1/2 double crochet in the next, 1/2 double crochet into the second stitch, and now into this upper one, which is the peak of the 4. So I'm going to work 2 half double crochets in there, chain 8. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we are going to get into the center of the 4 on the other side of our crotch, and then also work 2 half double crochets into that very same stitch. Please mind where you are headed. You must be headed this side. Okay, so you work 2 half double crochets into that stitch, let me just show you what I'm trying. Now from here we are going to work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until we come to the end of the row and work a slip stitch. Yeah, so I've come to the end of my row and worked a slip stitch. Now for the next row I'm going to chain 2, turn my work, work 1 half double crochet into the very first stitch, and I'm going to continue working 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way around until I get to the chain stitches I worked for the bridge of my crotch. Okay, so Yeah, once here you are going to work 1/2 double crochet into every chain stitch. I just needed to show you, to take you through it, but there is no difference with what we have been working. So just make sure that the number of stitches you work are exactly the number of chain stitches you worked. Okay. Yes, once you are done, you are going to continue now working 1/2 double crochet onto this other side as well until you come to the end, and then work a slip stitch. So for the next rows, I want to work what's it called? I want to work full coverage until around just slightly above the knees, and then I can work a V-stitch all the way going down. Okay, so I'll get back and show you how many rows I have worked up to the length I have. Okay, then we can start working on the V-stitch and the bell, because I wanted to have some kind of bell bottoms. Okay, so here you will chain to turn your work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch all the way going round until you come to the end of your row and work a slip stitch, and you'll do this for the number of rows you desire. If you just want a full coverage jumpsuit, you can just work until you have the length of the legs you are working this for. Okay, from the crotch. If you really want to work the very exact design I am working, then I'm going to get back and show you and count for you the number of rows I have worked until I start working the V-stitch for the bottom. Okay, so this is where I am, and I have my one leg almost done. So from here, from the crotch right here, I have 32 rows of 1/2 double crochet. Now I'm going to start working on my bell, because I want it to like widen a little bit down. So I'm going to start working on my bell right here. So I'll be working just a few rows of an increase, and then I'll let you guys work the entire bottom on your own. That's if you want a bell bottom. Okay, if you don't want a bell bottom, please just continue with your rows all the way down until you have the length of the pants that you want, or of the jumpsuit that you want. Okay, so let me start working on the bell, because now for me here I'm already at least midway my knee. So that's why you need to start working the increase once you are midway your knee. And from here I'm going to chain 4. Yeah, we chain 5, and we shall work into the 4th stitch. Okay, right there, chain 2, skip 2, and work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, skip 2, work a double crochet in the next. So we are going to do this all the way around until we come to the end of the row. You chain 2 and skip 2, and then work 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So yeah, my stitches didn't add up, so I found that I have 1 stitch left. Then I get to the stitch that I started with, so I literally just chained 1 and then worked a slip stitch into the 3rd chain stitch of the 5 that started the row. Okay, now here we are going to work 4 chains. We are going to work 4 chains and turn our work, and then we shall skip these 2 stitches, and into the double crochet stitch we work 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, all into that very same stitch. So literally we are starting to work a V. Okay, chain 1, skip 2, and work a double crochet into the next stitch, then chain 1 and work another double crochet in that very same stitch. chain 1, yarn over, skip 2 and work 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, chain 1, work another double crochet in there. So you're going to do this until you come to the end of the row. Okay, just like that. You chain 1, work 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, all into that very next stitch. So when you come to the end of the row, you will chain 1. Because we started with 4 chains, 3 of which act as a stitch, we shall need another double crochet in here so that we can have this V, okay? So we shall chain 1 and then into that stitch we shall work that double crochet, then chain 1 and then work a slip stitch into the 3rd chain stitch of the 4 that started the row. Now here I'm going to want a bell bottom, but I don't want it like super wide. I want it just a little wider given the width I have for my thigh. Okay, so I'm not going to be working a lot of increments. Now here we are going to work a slip stitch into the chain 1 space, and then I will chain 4 and work a double crochet into that very same stitch. Chain 1, I'm going to just repeat the very same thing I have been doing. So you chain 1 and skip 2 stitches, then work a 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, all into that very same stitch. Chain 1, do the same, working into the V, the previous V, okay. Chain 1, skip 2, and then work a double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, oh sorry, chain 1. I don't know why I'm trying to make 2 chains, but then we should just chain 1, skip 2, then work 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, all in this very same stitch. So this is what I have, and here I am going to work a slip stitch into the next stitch. I'll chain 4, 3 of these act as a stitch, and the 1 is for the chain gap. So I am going to turn my work, and right into the next V I will work a V stitch. That is 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, all in the very same stitch. And I'm going to continue with the pattern the way it has to go. I'm just going to get back and show you how to end your row. Okay, so once you come to the end of your row, you chain 1, skip 2, and then skip 3, yeah, and then work a double crochet in there, chain 1, work a slip stitch into the 3rd chain stitch. Okay, now for the next row we are going to work a slip stitch and turn our work a slip stitch. Okay, and then we shall chain 4. Now I'm going to work an increase because I want my bell to widen just a little bit more. I don't know, I want to leave it at this, but then I want to also widen it a little. So let's just do that. Chain, this time we are going to chain 2, not 1, okay? So you will skip 3 and then work a double crochet, chain 1 double crochet, all in that very same stitch, then chain 2, skip this 3 and then work your double crochets, your V stitch, sorry, chain 2, skip the 3 stitches and then work your V stitch. So basically to work your increase, that's how. Okay, so you are going to do this until you come to the end of your row. Well, for me, I am going to continue my leg all the way until the end, just with this increase, because I feel like this increment is going to be enough. Okay, so I'm not going to continue this for you guys. I now believe you guys know what to do. Okay, how to end the row and how to start the next row. Okay, so I'm going to let you finish your leg. Let me just return and just show you how to start the second leg right here. Now for the second leg, this is what you do. Okay, You will find a point at the back. This is my back because you can see that that's where the opening is at the back, where I have to put the zipper. So you will just find a point like here. Okay, insert your hook just like that and pull through yarn, yarn over, work 1/2 double crochet. Okay, I worked a chain, don't forget that. So yeah, you are going to work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch until you get to this stitch right here at the center of the crotch. So here is the stitch. Okay, now into this stitch I am going to work 2 half double crochets, because this is where we work this increase right here and this. Now here I work 2 half double crochets, and to connect it to this so they look like there are 4 half double crochets all in the very same stitch, I will work a slip stitch into this half double crochet right here on the opposite side, just like that. Okay, and then for the bridge we worked 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yeah, so, you will work 1 single crochet into every chain stitch. This helps us strengthen our crotch, okay, so that we just don't have chains and then working stitches over them before they are like strong enough, the crotch is like strong enough. So now here we are going to insert our hook into, now this is the half double crochet where on this side I worked a slip stitch. Now on this side I'll just insert my hook, pull through yarn, then yarn over into this stitch right here where I have to work my 2 half double crochets, which make it look like there are 4 half double crochets all in the very same stitch. Okay, because I already have 2 on the left leg. Now I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into that stitch and pull through yarn, then pull through all. Okay, so it will have us have this thing that I have this side, the half double crochet, then a slip stitch. Okay, that's what we get here. And then once again you work the second half double crochet in there. Then you are going to now go forward with 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of the row, and then you will work a slip stitch. So you are going to go all the way around. See what we have? You're going to go all the way around and get back here and then work a slip stitch into this half double crochet that started the row, and from there you will just chain 2, turn your work 1 half double crochet into every stitch. Even here it will be easier for you to like see the stitches into which you have to work a double crochet, so you work 1 half double crochet into every stitch. Okay, I just needed to show you how to strengthen your crotch and how to maneuver the first row of the crotch for your other leg. Okay, now you will work your leg following what you did for this. What you did for this is exactly what you do on this side. Okay, and there I know and I am confident enough that you have at least now done almost everything you need to do for your jumpsuit. Literally the jumpsuit is done, but then I have to just show you the closure, because this is the waist, and I said I'm going to have a drawstring pass through mine right here. The first rows, or the rib kind of rows that we worked for the waistline right here with double crochets, front post and back post. So that's why I'll have a drawstring go through even when I have a zipper, because now here I'm going to fix my zipper from the bottom here. Yeah, I'm going to have to hand sew my zipper onto my project. So you'll just get a few pins and pin your zipper onto your work. The zipper onto your work, just like this. And then you will get your needle and thread and start hand sewing this in. I'm not going to show you how to do that, and I'm just going to get back and show you how my jumpsuit looks like. Okay, yeah, so let me work this until the end, then come back and show you how it looks like. I'm going to thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you love the turn and feel of your jumpsuit, and I hope it fits perfectly.